a question about this? I want to be sure I understand. The handout that I just saw, the White House gave to some of us earlier today, but not all of us?
It was available, I'm told. The information was available to anyone who requested it. The White
So
House...
you had to be clairvoyant and know they had it?
No, not clairvoyance. I think it's pretty obvious, Senator.
How would you know to request it?
You would know it after Senator Hawley launched his attack on the judge. At that point, all of this information became relevant to countering...
So I would be expected to say, geez, after Senator Hawley asked questions, I better call the White House and see if they can help me research this? That's not realistic.
That's not the point. The point I'm getting to is, and you know as a good lawyer, what you do during discovery. I wasn't aware of the fact that this was available. The White House requested it, received it. We asked for a copy, and within an hour or two, you received the same copy.
When did y'all get, let me finish. When did y'all get your copy?
Sometime today.
Sometime today. That covers a lot of ground, Richard.
I don't have any personal knowledge of this. I'll be honest with you.
You don't have any personal what?
Knowledge.
Does your staff?
Does your staff know?
I haven't.
They're standing behind you.
I've talked to them earlier. And
Mr. Chairman, I'm so sorry. I just don't want to make this a partisan issue if it doesn't have to be. My staff just says we just got it 10 minutes ago as well, so I'm very upset. I joined Ted Cruz.
Good.
Mr. Chairman.
That's an alliance that's well known.
Yes, yes.
Mr. Chairman, I do think it's significant. We've had now referenced some pre-sentence reports, and we've got this material that references recommendations made by the Office of Adult Probation and Parole.
Reports.
Well, okay, but we've got critical information that is contained within them. The recommendation made by the Office of Adult Probation and Parole in these cases is something that's drawn from the pre-sentence report. It seems to me that if we're going to have a jot-for-jot selective incorporation of information in there, we ought to have access to the whole report. So I respectfully request that we be given access to these reports. They've been made now by a member of the committee in reliance on information that we haven't had access to, and I think we need to be given those. You can't.
Senator, I'd like to draw this to a conclusion. I can tell you what I know. And
well, so would I.
More. And here's the point. Most of this information was published in the Washington Post 5 days ago, all right? This is not confidential information. When the Hawley attack on the judge started, we requested more information, the White House did, and then shared it with us within the day, and you now have the same copy that we have. End of story.
Is it fair for you to characterize Senator Hawley's questions or the questions raised by any of us as an attack? It's not a personal attack. This is
let me just tell you,
we've raised a legitimate question regarding sentencing, regarding the most heinous crimes imaginable.
Oh, come on.
So these are legitimate questions, Mr. Chairman. Don't call them attacks.
Well, I can just tell you, I have characterized them as attacks and other things as well. I think it's pretty clear what's going on here, and now you have all the information we have.
So Mr. Chairman, enough? For example, in the questioning about the Hawkins case, Judge Jackson said she relied on the factors, relied on probation's recommendation. We just found out in what you just handed us that in the Hawkins case, the probation office recommended 18 months, and Judge Jackson only sentenced him to 3 months. That's you can get more than that almost for a speeding ticket. And
Senator,
this committee, given that she raised it as the basis for her sentence, it is highly relevant to the committee's analysis to see what the pre-sentence report says. Why did the probation office recommend 18 months and she only sentenced to 3 months?
March 19th, Washington Post. In the case of U.S. versus Hawkins, a sex offender had multiple images of child porn over 18. Sentencing guidelines called for sentence up to 10 years. Judge Jackson sentenced the perpetrator to only 3 months in prison.
Those facts we knew. It's the probation recommendation. We don't dispute that the guidelines said 10 years and she sentenced him to 3 months.
Sorry, I didn't finish reading it. The government and probation both recommended sentences well below the guidelines. The government recommended 24 months, probation recommended 18 months, and defense recommended 1 day. I'm telling you, it was published in a newspaper. Now,
well, I can't help what is leaked to the newspaper or not. This committee, you keep referencing discovery. This is not litigation. This is a committee of the United States Senate. where both sides of the aisle have a right to access to the record, and we're carrying out our constitutional duty of advice and
I will
consent.
tell you this, for some reason your side didn't request the information.
But how would we know to request? So I'm hereby requesting all other information you magically have that you haven't told us you have and you're not sharing with the other side.
So noted, for the record. We'll continue with the questioning now.
And
Senator
we're requesting
Cotton.
the pre-sentence reports in particular, which are highly relevant to the issues before
Senator
this
Cotton,
committee.
please proceed. We don't have any pre-sentence reports.